In this edition of INN CEO Talks, I'm joined by Jeremy Bauer of Resources, which is focused on critical minerals in the emerging rare earth lithium hot Gascoyne region. Welcome.
Thanks, Stu.
Thanks for joining us today. Tell us a little bit about Resources and how you're uniquely positioned amongst junior explorers.
Sure. We have, as you mentioned, a number of tenements in the Gascoyne region of Western Australia, which is approximately 1,300 kilometres northeast of the capital city of Perth. And that region has recently had considerable success in discovering rare earth elements, with the next worldwide mine from Hastings Metals Technology immediately to our west, and a couple of other explorers who are slightly in front of us in terms of exploration. So we're in the right location, but in addition to that, we also have a gold hedge, which we're at an inferred resource level and looking to continue our exploration development there. So it enables the potential for us to self-fund going forward as certainly a point of difference to some of the usual junior exploration companies that don't have that immediate or near-term ability to fund themselves. In addition to that, we've also got a shareholding with a rare earth element magnet recycling technology company. We have a 10% shareholding in a company called Recycle, based out of Texas in the US. And that is a really exciting development, and having exposure to the downstream side of the use of rare earths in this geopolitical climate adds another factor for this company to hold a unique position amongst other junior explorers.
This really is a very interesting geopolitical climate now, especially around rare earths. How is it that investors should be looking at your company to understand why it's so important that you're based in Australia and connected to Europe and North American markets?
Good question, Stu. The reason being is that currently China controls approximately 97% of rare earth production. So the ability for other countries, such as Australia, United States, to produce their own, Europe, is commercially, obviously has significant advantages. Certainly Australia and this Gascoyne province is shaping up to be a major player in that production, and giving those countries an economic material advantage in terms of negotiation in a world that's rapidly moving to the use of renewable energy and technologies that require these rare earth materials.
So what is your long-term strategy for the company? Because you are a junior exploration company. Where do you go from here?
We've got some exploration work that has started. The other point about the Gascoyne region, it's largely underexplored. There's been these recent successes which have pinpointed methodologies on how to discover these rare earths, which we've been able to utilise just recently. So we need to continue to explore and develop a resource in those tenements. But then, of course, as I mentioned previously, we have the ability to develop our gold resource, which is located to the south of the Gascoyne region at a place called Payne's Find. Historically famous gold region in Western Australia. So that is part of our strategy to develop the gold to enable a revenue stream to fund further exploration at our rare earths tenements in the Gascoyne, and continue with the support of Recycle, the rare earth magnet recycling technology, and see if we can't get further direct exposure to that technology.
So your long-term strategy is to prove out the resource. Do you envision being able to build out and operate the facility, or are you looking at partnerships to help you, achieve that kind of objective?
That will really depend on the size of the resource that we uncover. We've had some very encouraging results and work. I was up there just before last week with our geologist on the ground doing an initial exploration rock chip sampling program, and in the next week we have more geologists going up there in a helicopter assisted program to do a detailed mapping and rock chip sampling exercise across all our tenements. We actually just picked up an adjoining tenement to one of those, which increases our expansion in that region. So we're always open to look at the best ways, the most efficient ways to gain value for the company and our shareholders.
So for investors who are looking at you right now for the first time, they're asking, okay, is this the time when I should be investing? And what are you going to say to them?
I would say that it is a good time because we're at the start of our curve, if you like, where we've had some success. We have a location, particularly I'm referring to our Gascoyne tenure, where we're unique, where we're very well positioned next to Hastings Metals, which has got a resource. It's actually about to start mining. We're literally next door, and our results thus far show that we have high potential for these rare earth elements on our ground as well. So, as you would expect, getting in at the ground floor is always a good strategy for investors.
What's your news cycle look like? When should we see some new updates?
We'll have an announcement going out this week, actually, Stu. And then with our exploration program that commences next week, we'll be able to update the market the week after, around the first or second week of November. And then it's a matter of waiting for analytical results. In Western Australia right now, there's so much activity going on that labs are flat out. One of the biggest areas of growth in the recent times here. So we're doing what we can to fast track those results, but they'll follow on in a few weeks post that. We also have some interesting developments going on. There's other exciting regions that have rare earth potential that our geologists have been able to identify. I can't give you the exact locations of those, but we hope to be looking at picking up some other areas with rare earth potential based on our understanding of where these materials, these elements are found in the Gascoyne.
Well, it's a very interesting time to be looking at Reach Resources. Jeremy, thank you for your time today.
Thank you very much, Stu.